Ever feel like product development's just like crazy, like herding cats, a million things happening, always putting out fires, and no one can find the right document?
Yeah, sounds familiar.
Well, good news. Today's deep dive is all about taming that chaos. It's all about PLM,
PLM.
product lifecycle management, right?
Ah, got it, got it.
We're diving into Introduction to PLM by Andreas Lindenthal. And let me tell you, this guy knows his stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Over 25 years in the field, former partner Calypso, co-founder of Metaphor.
Wow.
He's even worked with the big dogs like Apple and Applied Materials.
Seriously.
Yeah, no small potatoes. But forget the name dropping for a sec.
Okay.
What's in it for you? That's what we're here to find out. We're going beyond the jargon to see how PLM really works, why it's crucial in today's market, and most importantly, how it can transform your product development from, well, a mess to a well-oiled machine.
Music to my ears. You hit a nerve there. You know, with development cycles getting shorter and customers wanting more, PLM is becoming less of a luxury and more of a necessity these days, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
Like, how do you stay competitive without it, right? Think of it like this. PLM is the master plan for your product's whole journey.
Okay.
From that initial spark, that idea, all the way to when it's, put to rest. And when we're talking about a PLM system, we're talking tech.
The software side of things.
Exactly. It's like the central nervous system connecting every person, every bit of data, every process.
Okay, so it's like bringing order to the Wild West,
Yeah.
the chaos of product development.
You got it. Lindenthal actually throws out some crazy stats in this thing.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Get this. Engineers can waste, get this, 25% of their time just searching for information.
No way. You're kidding.
That's like a whole day every week. Gone.
Wow.
And that's what PLM fixes. It makes sure everyone's on the same page with the latest information.
25%. Ouch. I can already hear the engineers groaning out there.
Right.
But it's not just about saving time, is it?
Oh, absolutely not.
It's about the mistakes that cost money, the missed deadlines, the frustration, all because things are so disconnected.
And those problems, they're only getting worse in today's market. Customers want new products, and they want them fast. They want options, customizations, the whole shebang.
And with globalization, more competition.
It's a recipe for disaster if you don't have a system in place.
Paint me a picture. What does this chaos look like in the real world?
Okay, imagine this. You're launching a new product, right? But your designers are in Europe, your engineers are in Asia, and marketing is back here in the States. Suddenly there's a big design change, but it doesn't get communicated properly. What happens? Delays, costs skyrocket, and the product might not even be what customers wanted in the first place.
That's a nightmare scenario.
A complete nightmare.
So how does PLM swoop in and save the day?
It's less about being a superhero and more about having a good strategy.
Okay.
PLM streamlines everything, gets everyone working together, and makes sure everyone has the most up-to-date information.
So no more silos.
Exactly.
Everyone's working together towards the same goal. I like it. But let's talk results. What's the payoff for embracing PLM? What are the benefits?
Lindenthal doesn't hold back. Faster time to market, lower development costs, better products, and you're completely covered on regulations.
Those are some big claims. Got any examples to back that up?
Absolutely. He mentions a case study where a company, they make really complicated industrial equipment. They actually reduced their time to market by 20% just by using PLM to streamline their prototyping.
20%? Are you serious? That's huge.
It is. Imagine shaving weeks, even months off your development cycle. That's the power of PLM.
Wow. I bet the CEOs love that.
For sure. And it's not just speed. It's about doing things better and smarter overall. Lindenthal also talks about how you can cut component costs by like 10–50% just by reusing designs more effectively.
That makes sense. Don't reinvent the wheel, right?
Exactly. Fewer redundant parts, leaner processes, it all adds up.
Okay, I'm starting to get it. It's not just about the software. It's a whole new way of approaching product development.
Yeah.
So we've seen that PLM can really make a difference, but I'm curious, is this only for huge companies? Can smaller businesses actually benefit from PLM?
That's something people get wrong a lot, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's true that bigger companies were the first ones to adopt PLM, but
Makes sense.
it's becoming much more accessible now for businesses of all sizes.
That's great.
And remember what Lindenthal says, PLM isn't a one-size-fits-all thing, right?
Right.
It's really adaptable. You can tailor it to specific industries, business models, all that.
Okay, so how does that work? Give me some examples of how companies are using PLM in different ways.
All right, let's say you sell, I don't know, customized bikes.
All right, bikes. I like it.
You've got different frames, components, accessories. Customers can choose what they want, create their dream bike.
Yeah, that's cool. So that's like, what do they call it? Configure to order?
Exactly, configure to order. And PLM can handle all those complex configurations,
I see.
making sure every bike is built exactly how the customer wants it, with all the right parts.
So no more drowning in spreadsheets and order forms.
No way! It's all centralized.
I like the sound of that.
Okay, now let's take it up a notch.
Okay.
Imagine you're building satellites. Right. Highly complex, custom built for each order.
Wow, that's a big jump from bikes.
Right. Now PLM becomes super important, like mission critical, managing all that design data, keeping track of every little part, making sure everything works together perfectly.
That's next level stuff. So from bikes to satellites, PLM can handle it all. But let's get practical. What does it actually take to implement a PLM system?
Well, it can be a big project, for sure.
I bet.
But Lindenthal lays out a really clear roadmap for success, and it all starts with a solid strategy.
Okay, so like a plan.
Exactly. You got to know what you want to achieve, what your pain points are, how PLM fits into your overall goals.
So no rushing into it.
Nope. Got to have a good foundation, just like building a house, right?
Right, makes sense. What comes after you've got the plan?
Well, then you got to choose the right PLM software.
Right.
So many options out there. Tons of them, each with its own pros and cons. You really need to do your homework, look at different vendors, different solutions.
Find the perfect fit.
Exactly. It's like you wouldn't use a wrench to hammer in a nail, right?
Right. But it's not just about the software, is it?
No way. Lindenthal really emphasizes this. The technology is just one part.
What else is there?
You got to think about your people and your processes.
Ah, the human element.
Yeah. Implementing PLM often means big changes to how people work.
Right.
And if you don't manage that well, you'll get pushback.
People don't like change.
Exactly. You got to bring everyone along, explain the benefits, address concerns. Training, support, communication is key.
Can't just spring it on them out of nowhere.
Definitely not. Any other pitfalls to avoid?
I don't know. You tell me. You're the expert.
One big one is trying to do too much at once. Lindenthal recommends starting small, like with a pilot project.
Okay.
Get some wins under your belt, then gradually expand from there.
So, like dipping your toes in the water before you jump in the deep end.
Exactly. And don't forget to track your progress.
Oh, right. Got to measure how you're doing.
Yep. What gets measured gets managed. Figure out your key metrics, your KPIs.
KPIs, right.
And track your ROI, your return on investment. That's how you justify the cost.
Right, so the value.
Exactly. And with all this data flowing through your PLM system.
Yeah, data management becomes super important, right? What does Lindenthal say about keeping all that information in check? Data management, it's so important for any system, really, wouldn't you say?
For sure. For sure.
What does Lindenthal say about, keeping all that data in line when it comes to PLM?
Yeah, he's all over that. He really gets into it, about how crucial data integrity is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like a PLM system's only as good as the data you put into it, right?
Right. Garbage in, garbage out.
Exactly. If the data's wrong or inconsistent, you're just going to run into the same problems PLM's supposed to solve.
Mistakes, delays, all that fun stuff.
Yep, exactly.
So how do you make sure your data's top-notch in a PLM system?
Think of it like setting some ground rules, You need standards for your data, ways to validate it, and clear processes for everything. Entering it, approving it, updating it, the whole 9 yards.
Okay, so everyone needs to be on the same page.
Absolutely. Everyone needs to understand the rules and how to keep that data clean.
So it's a team effort, not just IT's problem to solve.
Exactly.
What about security? I mean, you've got all this important product information just floating around in the system.
Oh, yeah, that's huge.
That's got to be a major concern.
It is. Lindenthal's really big on having strong security, things like access controls, encryption, regular audits.
Okay, so you really lock it down.
You got it. You got to protect that data, make sure only the right people can see it and use it. No funny business.
Like a bank vault for your product info.
Exactly.
Speaking of the future, PLM seems like it's always changing, right?
Uh-huh.
What's next? What does Lindenthal see coming down the pipeline?
He talks about some really cool trends, like, get this, integrating AI and machine learning into PLM.
Okay, that sounds pretty futuristic.
Right. Imagine AI digging through all your data, finding patterns, predicting problems before they even happen.
Like a super-powered crystal ball.
Exactly. No more costly mistakes, no more delays, because the system saw it coming.
I like where this is going. What else?
Lindenthal also talks about PLM merging with the Internet of Things, digital twins, all that.
Okay, now you're just using buzzwords.
Sure.
Break it down for me. What's a digital twin?
So imagine a virtual copy of your product, right? But it's not just a copy, it's connected to the real thing. Sensors, data, the whole shebang.
Okay.
So you're seeing how your product's performing in the real world, in real time, and you can use that information to make it even better.
So the constant feedback loop from design to real-world use and back again.
Exactly. And when you combine that with PLM, you've got this incredible potential for optimizing everything.
Predictive maintenance, personalized experiences, all that jazz.
Exactly.
This has been eye-opening, really. PLM is way more than just some software. It's a whole different way of thinking about product development. It's essential in today's world.
Totally agree.
So to wrap things up, it seems like ignoring PLM is like, I don't know, trying to find your way through a maze in the dark. You might get there eventually, but...
Why not use a map, right?
Exactly. PLM is that map, guiding you to work smarter, innovate faster, and be more successful. There you have it, folks, your shortcut to product development mastery, courtesy of Andreas Lindenthal and The Deep Dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep innovating, and keep diving deep.